But if you really want to stretch the money.
I would rather die than be poor.
Hey, relax. Now you're going too far.
Not that I'm poor. I'm just saying.
I know you're not. I'm just saying. Like,
yeah, like I'd rather just die.
That a lot of people do. I don't think that's a good, way to go. But
what?
To die. To be poor, you can get rich again.
Okay, so not to like take this like non-serious conversation to a serious conversation, but this lady, on the way here, I saw this lady was homeless. Yeah. And she was living with her kids in the car, and 2 of her kids died of, like they froze to death. Hypothermia, yeah. Yeah. So who wants to live like that? Like, I'd rather just be dead at that point, because you're a piece of, you know what I mean?
If you got to live in
your kids. You have 4 kids.
4 of them?
She had 4 kids, and she was living with her sibling, all in a car. You should stop having kids. Like,
for sure.
Before, after 1, like, stop.
It should be a money restriction on people having kids. For sure,
because I have 1 kid, and I'm not even close to poor, because I don't even know what poor is. But to me, poor is like anything under 100,000, you're poor.
Oh, that's drastic.
In the bank, no, that's how I feel.
In the bank, 100,000 liquid.
If you don't have 100,000, you're poor.
And money coming in.
Right? So, but I'm saying, if you're living in your car or you're on set, whatever your situation, if you're not making money, like, you should stop having kids. I have 1 kid. I'm like, okay, this is very stressful. Like, slowing down my income. Like, I don't want no more kids.
Shouldn't be.
Unless somebody's giving me $5 million to have their baby, I'm not having any more kids.
Hey, I feel you on that. Like,
I don't want any more kids.
Be, like I said,
it's expensive.
You shouldn't be if you ain't got no money.
You shouldn't
unless you for money. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
One or the other. But if you just broke and just out here just like,
what's the point?
Having kids and all that, that should be against the law.
Against the law.
Why are you doing that? We got to pay for our taxpayers. Got to pay for that. Like, because you're not gonna be able to sustain this life. Like, how dare you have a kid and you're poor?
It's fucked up to the kids.
Right.
Like, why do they have to fucking freeze to death in a car and die? Because you're fucking irresponsible. Like, they should be illegal.
Having kids, and then they gonna grow up poor and have some kids. You're gonna make a whole cycle of.
Right.
We gotta stop it somewhere.
Right. So people need to stop having kids. Unless you're rich, you shouldn't have kids.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's why I never thought about no kids. Like, I
honestly never did either. And then people once I got into my 30s, people were like, oh, so you're not gonna have kids? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't think about that. Like, maybe not. They're like, you sure you don't want to have kids? You're gonna regret it. I'm like, you think I'm gonna regret it? I don't know. I was like talking to myself, and I was like, well, I do have a lot of money. Yeah. Maybe. And then I was like, okay, maybe I can't get pregnant, right? But then I got pregnant. I was like, oh, this is from God. I'm thinking like, okay, like this is from God and it's meant to be. And now that I'm in the experience, I'm like, oh, I should have thought this a little bit through. Like, I love my son. He's my baby. You know what I mean? Like, he's everything to me. But I don't want no more. Yeah. Like, even if, like, I don't know, like, I don't want no more. Yeah. It's and just, even if you're got too much information. Even if you're rich, you pay nannies to raise your kids, which the kids are going to, I was raised by a nanny. Right. So I know, because I'm a product of that the kids are going to grow up to fucking hate you. When a nanny raises you and treats you better than your parents treat you, you hate your parents. Damn, really? Yeah. You're like, I remember when I was 12 years old, my nanny Sheila, she had a heart attack on my birthday, and she had to get taken to the hospital. And when I came home from school, my mom was in the kitchen cooking. I'm sorry, Mom, but this is a true story. My mom was in the kitchen cooking, and I was like, "Where's Sheila?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you. Right. Like, I don't want you. I didn't want her. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wanted my nanny because whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know that kids that get raised by nannies, even though it's easier for the parents, like, your kids are going to hate you. So what's the point? If your kids are going to hate you anyway, what's the point of, like, bringing them just to get raised by nannies? Yeah, it's difficult. You got to have that balance because, and it has to be two parents. Yeah, because that raises the best kids, and it's the best options for them. Because I'm thinking, like, when my son's, like, 8 or 9, I'm giving him to his dad. Right. 8 or 9 or 10. Like, you got to raise him. Because I don't think I can raise a man. Yeah, but at the same time, that would help a lot to have that dad there, even though he's there, to be with him. But both together makes the perfect, you know what I'm saying, outcome. Way better, because it's like balance, yin and yang, like, because you can't have too strict, or like too like push over, like, love. Because my son, like, even at 4 years old, like, he knows, like, I'm not, I'm a pushover. Like, his dad, he's like, he's scared. He sees me just on me. Yeah. At 4 years old. Yeah, that's wild. That's why that balance, having both there is ultra important. And so it makes a world of difference. You know what I mean? And I think it's hard for people to stay together at this moment in time. Yeah. Like anybody. Yeah, most should not have no kids unless you're married.
And don't get it, Mr. Scrooter. I grew up in a poor household. My mom had a lot of kids too, but that was back in the 80s and all that. You didn't know no better.
Right.
This 2025.
Right.
Y'all know better.
Yeah.
All this information is out here, how to raise kids and how the households go, statistics of having 2 people household and this. You all the information out here to make sure you do it the right way, and y'all still doing that. It should be a law. Trump, get it together, brother. I know you got all these other laws.
That should be a law, like how China has one kid per household. We need that here.
Yeah.
Because these bitches are having one kid after another after another. I'm just like, why are you doing that? Why would you want to suffer like this?
And it wasn't no plan. Like it should, if you have a human on this earth, it should be a plan. And some understanding what you're doing, not just doing it for no reason. And all these surprises. 99% of y'all was accidents and surprises. I'm sorry to tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? Your mama was crying and about to, off herself when she found out she's having you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So don't act like, oh, what a blessing. Yeah, that was about when you got about 4, when he could realize, hear you crying in the room about having them. Now you're like, hey, this is my blessing. No, I wasn't. So if you ain't gonna have it the right way, don't have them. That's how I feel. I ain't did it. So I'm an example of that.
Yeah, you're smart.
Yeah, so it worked out good for me.
But even for the men, it's different. You know what I mean? Because they don't have to really deal with the kids. Like the mom is the one who deals with the kids.
Yeah, I said that before. Like, cause they always compare like the difference between when a guy have a lot of girls and having sex with a lot of women besides a woman, right? Because, and it's a sad truth, but it's true. Even if I did have a kid with a woman, I can still really leave your mother. You still really stuck with that kid.
You're stuck.
And then you don't know who the daddy is and all that. That's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? A lot of demographics to this embarrassment. I don't matter to me. I can leave.
Right.
You pay some money. What to do? Here's some money. What that doing in my life? Nothing gonna change, and I ain't gotta talk about it.
Nothing.
You got a kid? No, it's like all the time.
I know.
But you gotta stick with that kid, even if you know what I'm saying, try to act like, you know what I'm saying, foster care. Your body still had it. You might be like, damn, what happened to your stomach there? Nah, something happened. You had a kid, girl. You know what I'm saying? Your body let the world know.
Nah, not all the time.
Most of the time, it be a little different.
A little different.
Yeah, sometimes you get towed up. I done see some women have some kids like, damn, that kid did that to you? God bless you.
Yeah, thank God nothing really, like I gained a little bit of weight, but I didn't really, you can't tell.
Yeah.
Because I didn't, even though I didn't vaginally give birth.
You got a C-section?
Yeah, but my scar is like this big.
They got you for that extra 10,000. They be just forcing that upon people.
30,000.
30, my bad. See that? They be getting new boats on C-section. You know that? They, almost all black women, when they have babies, they be doing C-sections just to run that bill up on.
They told, first of all, when I looked up what it looks like to have a baby, I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. And then when my doctor was like, oh, you got a big ass baby and you're small.
Right.
So that shit ain't gonna fit.
Right.
So I was like, okay. And then when I saw the video of like a human coming out of your, I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, you gave them extra 30 bands. They be wanting that.
I didn't give them shit. My insurance gave it to me.
I know, that's a business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even that is a business. Like, that's all propaganda to run up the bill up on people.
Yeah, but do you know what people go through? Like, women go through.
I've seen it.
They have to push. It takes hours. It's painful.
Yeah, it's no joke. It's no joke.
I don't want to go through that.
But they say, like, I don't know if I'm right, somewhere around 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 of them, like, C-sections really wasn't necessary. They really just ran it back up. Hospitals, you know, is a business. Doctors, that's their business. Most of them own, you know what I'm saying, ERs and things like that. You know, you got to know that. Like, I know a doctor, you own 2 urgent cares.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. They cut your stomach in half.
Right.